Those of you, if there are members of council on the board here, you know we talked about this at the council. George Floyd's murder in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic galvanized the movement, the social justice movement, the Black identity movement, that many would argue has resulted in a pushback. In the year 2022, when we think that in point of fact we should be moving forward, there are many of us who think we are moving backward. There are laws being passed to stop minorities from voting. There are laws being passed to stop gay LGBTQ youth from talking about their families. Teachers can't teach. University professors have lost academic freedom. And much of what we would expect in a free society seems to be no longer easy and free. I say to my students, and as a school psychologist, I work a lot with young people, individuals who are young, black, brown people, young gay people who look at me as a role model, even though that's not what I set out to be. And I remind them that America was never and has never been a white country. We are built, the success of our country, and our country is very successful. In fact, we talk about it being the leader of the free world, and we use a lot of those adjectives. That success is built on the lands taken from Mexico and from Native American indigenous peoples. The plantations that gave us our wealth, the people who worked on those plantations, blood, sweat, and tears, given their lives, were people of African descent. Many of the railroads that were the first cross-national transportation were built by people of Asian descent coming and working here. And we cannot forget, and that is what America is, was, is, and will continue to be. I had hoped to have the Minneapolis Gay Men's Chorus at this event, but they're on vacation and didn't want to give up their summer. The first piece that I wanted them to sing was, do you hear the people singing the Song of Angry Men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of your drums, there's a life about to start when tomorrow comes. We are working towards that better tomorrow, towards a more perfect union. That's what America is about, getting more perfect, because we are far from there. There are many good things, but there are many things that need to change. The last piece that I wanted them to sing, and I had actually hoped to conduct them, but again, maybe they didn't want to be under my baton, which is why they were on vacation. But in any case, I wanted them to sing When the Saints Go Marching In, but I was going to change one word. And so when you hear the song playing, I want you to substitute saints for Sykes. When the Sykes go marching in, I want to be in that number. When the Sykes go marching in. Earlier today, in fact, just before this, I spoke at the international reception. We have a number of psychologists here from around the world. They look to us, APA, not to tell them what to do, but as an example of things that they can think about in the context of their countries. I have gotten to travel. I went to the European European Congress of Psychology with the past president and the CEO a few weeks ago in Ljubljana, Slovenia. And a few weeks before that, the CEO, the deputy CEO, and I were at the Global Psychology Summit in Bogota, Colombia. And each of these places, people from the Global South, from countries, Europe, Africa, Asia, are looking to APA to see what we do. We are role models, not just for the United States, but for much of the world. So I thank you for coming today. Thank you for being psychologists and psychologists in training. Keep the faith, work hard, and every time you hear When the Saints Go Marching In, think Sykes, and you want to be in that number. Best wishes and enjoy the rest of the convention.